What's up, everybody? Welcome into another Browns Film Room with your host, Jacob, over here on Network 216. It's been over a week since I podcasted with last week's film room on Isaiah McGuire, so I'm so excited to see you guys again. I'm back on Barking Browns this coming week. Just took a couple weeks off. Was in Florida for most of this week. Had a really good time with the family, and I'm excited to get back to all of this. So welcome in. Appreciate you all being here. We're about to, as always, by our friends over at Homage Apparel. You can check them up in the link down below right now. It's Saturday morning as I record this. They got a special going on with some of their vintage Browns gear, so go over and check that out and hit them up with the link down below and get yourself some of the best vintage old school apparel that you're going to find on the market. If you want to do some sports gambling, and as the NFL season kicks up, I'll be doing some sports gambling shows and some things for NFL picks each week, and we'll go through a lot of that. But do it over with our friends over at BetJack, local Ohio-based sports book. I always love helping out, local smaller businesses and things like that. And BetJack is proud sponsor of Network 216. We appreciate them. Listen, if you're new here, welcome. I'm excited to have you here. We're going to dive into the film of Cam Mitchell here in just a second, the Browns' fifth-round pick, the cornerback from Northwestern. But if you are here and you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. Give a thumbs up on this video. It helps us out a ton. If you want to get early access to videos like this and some other things and some cool perks that we got coming up, some exclusive Q&As, you can get a membership to the channel. That's $2.99 a month to help us out, and we'd love that a ton. All right, guys, we're going to dive in now to Cam Mitchell, the corner. And it has become very clear ever since his second season when he selected Greg Newsome in the first round, that Andrew Berry is placing a lot of emphasis on some of these premium positions, and one of those being cornerback, that he's going to continue to add depth and not just depth, but potential at the room, especially to try to balance out some of these contracts that they got with Denzel Ward. They'll have Greg Newsome coming up in a couple of years, and they want to make sure that even if they have some of these injury-prone players, that they have guys to back them up. And so they go in the fifth round, and they take another Northwestern cornerback and Cam Mitchell. I got to admit, when it came into it, he's not a corner that I had done a ton of work on really until this week, getting ready for this podcast, just because he's he was basically just an outside corner at Northwestern. I thought the Browns would look for a guy that can be inside out flexibility and play in the slot. So I didn't do a ton of work on Cam Mitchell, but I will say this. A lot of people are talking about him being an answer at slot corner. And though he's never really played there, he played 91 snaps in the box last year for Northwestern, I think 10 in the slot. So he was up near the line of scrimmage, kind of in the interior for a little over 100 snaps last year. And I definitely see, when you watch his skill set and with his size, speed, and athleticism combination, you do see a player that has the skill set to play inside. So I am intrigued by that. He had an 8.88 relative athletic score. The Browns really like these speedy corners. I'm going to show you, or athletic corners, really. He's got good speed, but the thing I'm going to show you, nearly 6 foot. Let me get his measurements for you here real quick before I say that. Nearly 6 foot and nearly 200 pounds, a little over 5'11", a little over 190 for Cam Mitchell. And so he's a bigger physical player, a 4.47 speed. He checks all the boxes on what they want. Now, by the numbers here on PFF, we'll go over that, and then we'll dive into some of these film clips that I have for you guys cut up. Last year, 69.3 overall grade from PFF. He had a run defense grade, interestingly enough, as 76. Coverage grade is 66.7. He only allowed a 58% completion percentage against him. He played 658 defensive snaps last year, 9 forced incompletions. He dropped 1 interception. He had an interception. He scored a touchdown, 6 coverage stops, and 11.6 depth per target. That's Cam Mitchell by the numbers according to PFF last year. In 2022. Now you're going to see a guy that's willing. There's not a ton of run defense snaps I don't think I really put any in this film room, but he's a very willing tackler. Now he's very inconsistent. There are his 6 missed tackles last year. He doesn't wrap up sometimes, and I think he goes a little bit high, I'd like him to go a little bit lower below the waist. He goes a little bit above the waist when he goes into the tackling. But this dude's physical, man. And there's going to be some clips in here that I'll show you guys in just a second where he might get in trouble from time to time in the NFL. He may get flagged for some of these things, but just like with Martin Emerson, he's not quite as big and physical as Martin Emerson, but Martin Emerson and Cam Mitchell, if they're both on the field, they're not going to get out physical. And that's what really, I think, presents an interesting skill set for Cam Mitchell, in the fact that he can play in the interior that he's just not going to get bullied by big slots. You're going to see some big slot receivers in the NFL, and you're not going to have to worry about Cam Mitchell getting bullied around like that. He's a very willing tackler, very physical. He's got inconsistent feet. He sometimes his ability to flip his hips as he bails is really, really good, but he takes a lot of unneeded steps. You're going to see a lot of he keeps his feet moving, but he might over pursue, and he can get beat. He can be susceptible to the double move, but he can also has really nice speed and a really nice trail technique to where when the ball is thrown, he does catch up and make the play. I think you got a guy with the skill set to play some special team snaps early. I think you play some special teams that could really help the team out this year, but I would like Cam Mitchell not to play a ton this year, but he is a pretty good I think he's a better man corner than he is in zone coverage, because sometimes he can lose his guys in zone coverage when you're looking at a guy that can get a little confused and let a guy go, and he can also bite on the pump fake from time to time, and that hurts him, especially in zone coverage. All right, guys, let's dive on into the film. Let me get it here on the screen. Got about 13 plays or so to kind of go over. My pause screens is kind of obscuring him, but Cam Mitchell is right here. He's right above the pause screen. So he is at the bottom of the screen. You can see number 2. So you're going to check that out. This is some clips from Ohio State, the Ohio State game, which was his second best graded game last year. So he had nearly an 80 overall grade against Ohio State, and that was the best quarterback he faced all year with Northwestern. You see him down here. Just watch him trail. He's trail. The ball gets thrown, speed up, jump out there, get the arm in there. Nice, long, physical player, can get out there and bump it up. You're going to see it here. He's trailing behind the guys. He does get a little bit beat, but he's able to bait C.J. Stroud and then get up in there and force the incompletion. In a way, you're going to see him. You see him at the top of the screen. Watch 88. He's trailing. He catches up. He sees the ball thrown. He lunges forward. He's got the athleticism to make that move. Again, he's going to be at the top of your screen up here. He's at the top of the screen up there. And you're going to see him not bite on double moves here. Sometimes he can be susceptible to this. Break down, change your direction, stop, plant your feet, drive forward, knock away the ball. It's key here. You're going to see this a lot in the NFL, and some of the wide receivers that I like the most are the guys that can slam on the brakes and come back to the quarterback. And that is exactly what you're seeing in this route. He slams on the brakes. Cam Mitchell has got his hips open. He's ready to run with him. As soon as Ibuka slams on the brakes, Mitchell is able to chop his feet, slow down, explode through, and make the play. Watch it again. At the top of your screen. Keep his feet moving. Keep his feet. Plant, drive back. He watches the quarterback. He watches his wide receiver. He doesn't bite on the double move. You'll get to see a different angle of it right here. But you're able to see him just keep everything in front of you. Don't be worried. Don't be so worried about being beat deep that you get susceptible to a comeback route. And he played that comeback route. He's at the top of the screen again. Played it about as good as you can. Again, is that the... No, it's not the same play. I thought it was the same play. And he ends up right here is just a perfect... Sometimes I do that where I accidentally put in the same play. I did that to you guys last week with this Isaiah McGuire, so I was making sure I wasn't putting in the same play here. We're going to get back to this play here. And so what I like here is you got a guy that is trying everything he can to create separation, and he does create some separation. It is a scramble drill, and you're seeing that especially in the AFC North. Joe Burrow is always going to extend plays. He's always going to keep it alive for his wide receivers. His wide receivers play the scramble drill as good as any wide receivers in the NFL. So you need guys that can understand that can play the mobile quarterback and make sure that they're not susceptible to a guy that's trying to work back to the football, and he's trying to create all these double moves, trying to create space, but he remains sticky in coverage. He watches his man, uses the proper technique, proper footwork, and he's able to make sure that it's not an easy target for C.J. Stroud here, and it forces the incompletion. See him up, shuffle around, burst back through the football. He's there so that he doesn't create an easy target. He's going to play a little off coverage back here. It'll be a little bit more of the same that we just talked about here. You see him Slam on the brakes, come back, slam on the brakes again, try to get deep. By then, the ball's already thrown. Now he's going to trail, mirror, 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 mirror. Not a great throw there from Wisconsin, but you just see this guy. They're down here. I like him a lot in press man coverage. As you are probably not shocked because he is a physical player. I like him a lot when he is closer to the line of scrimmage. I like him a lot in simple man concepts more so than anything else, where he's not trying to pass guys off and pick guys up and that sort of thing. But he is a smart player. He's an instinctual player. I think he diagnoses things really well and really quickly. He's just so wildly inconsistent with his footwork. And you see snaps like this where he's able to show you, I can, so he is susceptible to the double move, but he's also showing you, I can cover the double move. I can make these plays. I can stick to the quarterback, stick to the wide receiver's hips. And you're going to see in some plays here coming up where he does play a little bit off coverage and he allows the reception, but he is such a willing tackler where if his inconsistencies as a tackler come in the run support. Most of the time when he's tackling a guy in space, he always keeps the guys in front of him in terms of his wide receiver making the catches and tackling. I think he does a really good job there of preventing yards after the catch. And I think as Browns fans, we can all agree that is something that we want to see more of in 23. Again, I don't think Cam Mitchell is totally ready to play in 23. You're going to see him just stick to the guy's hip. Just stick to his hip. Doesn't create, it's a kind of more of a bad throw than anything, but he doesn't give a wide open, easy target. He's going to play close to the line here again. Get physical. This is where I'm talking about, that he's probably going to be susceptible to potentially getting some penalties from time to time, but he stays with the guy. He gets physical. They work. And he's not able to create an easy opening. Now he's going to drive on the ball. And he's going to take him down. Yes, big gain. I agree. But there's opportunity for more yardage. He's going to do it here. Again, another play, doing it the same thing. Watches it play out, diagnoses it in front of him, has the reaction and the quickness to drive on the ball. He's close on both of those plays. Close to, if he had just reacted a little quicker, to potentially breaking up or picking up. But you can see it. He diagnoses it well, prevents it from being a bigger play than what it ends up actually being. The bottom of your screen there. Couple of moves. Tries to bake and bite. Again, he breaks down, keeps the quick feet, doesn't allow him to bite. Drives on the ball there. He's trying to bait CJ Stroud, who does not fall for it in that particular instant. Again, allows it, keeps it in front of him, don't allow the big gainer. He was right here, trailed him the whole way. And there you are. That is the quick version of Cam Mitchell's film room that I presented for you guys. We will be back again next week with Dorian Thompson-Robinson as we start to wrap this thing up. We've only got 2 more rookies to break down here with you guys. I appreciate all of you so much. These videos have done really good. I will continue to do film rooms. We might get into some of the UDFAs and things like that as we are about to get into the dead period. We have a mandatory camp coming up this week. And then we'll have to wait till the end of July. They'll take that big hiatus and we'll be able to dive into some more film. So if there's particular players, even if they're not rookies, but especially if they're UDFAs, I definitely want to get to as many as I can. So if you want to drop in the comments down below, guys that you would like film rooms on, and I like to do the rookies more so than anything because it's just what I'm used to, but I'm happy to go in here and do some stuff with, some of the free agent signings and or a trade candidate or anything that you want to do. So if you want the direction of these film rooms, I'm going to continue to do film rooms and other types of videos for you guys, typically on Thursdays for members and Fridays for everybody else. I was traveling on Thursday, was very tired yesterday, so this comes out on Saturday. But the direction of these film rooms, you tell me what you want to see. Throw it in the comments down below. You can hit me up at Roachism13 on the Twitter, or you can email us at brownsmailbag@gmail.com, and we can go through that. And we got some exclusive Q&As coming up for the members of this channel. I will make an announcement on that. And make sure you stay tuned for Nick and I's return on Tuesday at 8 p.m. We'll be back with the Barton Brown Show. I will be announcing this month's charity fundraiser and what stupid thing I'm going to do if we raise a bunch of money for charity, and I'm really looking forward to it. So I hope you guys will participate in that. But as always, I appreciate you guys so much. Subscribe, hit that like, tell me what you guys want to see going forward. I appreciate you just so much. This is Jacob for Network 216. See you guys next time. Go Browns.